guys, Meredith from Extreme Terrain. We are talking with Mason today about his 2013 JKU. Thank you again for joining with me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is a really cool experience.
So just to give everybody an intro on Mason's build, he has a 2013 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon, 16 by 8-inch Pro Comp 32 Series Bandito flat black wheels with a -6mm offset, giving the Jeep a flush stance. He has the 285/75 R16 Dixie Beck Trail Country EXP all-terrain tires and a MotoFab 2.5-inch front, 2-inch rear spacer leveling kit. I think it looks fantastic. Can you tell me why you chose this combination?
It kind of goes back to I got my Jeep about 2 years ago, summer of 2020, and I was able to run the stock tires for pretty much a full year, but they were getting a little low just because it was kind of an older model, and they were maybe on like their second set since that Jeep was made. And I wanted something a little more capable before I went on a trip actually out west with some of my friends. So we put like 4,000 miles. I wanted something a little more capable where I didn't have to worry about slipping and sliding and everything. And they were really great last winter.
So it sounds like you do a little bit of off-roading. That was kind of my next question. What does that look like to you? So it kind of sounds like it was like an overlanding experience?
It was. We didn't do like anything like super hardcore or anything, but mostly for the winters, like just being able to throw it in 4 and have a good set of kind of beefy tires, it helps a lot. I don't really have any problems here, so it's cool.
So let's get into the wheels. So again, you have the Pro Comp 32 Series flat black Bandito wheels in a 16 by 8 paired with the -6mm of offset, gives the Jeep a flush stance. Can you tell me why you chose this size combo?
Well, actually, like with the stock wheels, I did paint them black because I kind of like that look, I guess. But then when I sold those, I just went with like the ones that were actually matte black to begin with. So I guess personal preference, I like them smaller and kind of having the tire a little more beefy like that rather than larger rims on a Jeep. I think 16 probably is the biggest I would go from here on out anyway. I was chatting with like your guys' website and everything, like what size tire can I get that's bigger than stock where I won't have to get a whole bunch of other components with suspension and kind of just the most simplest like upgrade I can do. It's my daily driver and everything, so I didn't want to get like super crazy with it quite yet. But yeah, I just found out throwing the spacer lift and getting 33s is kind of the next step, so I went with that, and yeah, it's performed really well.
Was there a particular reason why you chose Pro Comp over any other brand?
No, I think it just fit my budget, honestly, and I thought they looked really cool too because they do kind of have like a beadlock look to them, so there's a lot of like the little bolts around the edge like that, which they're just there for styling purposes, I guess, which I thought looked pretty cool. But they also are pretty hard to clean with all those tiny little crevices in them and everything. But no, I like them a lot.
Well, let's get a little bit into the tires. So again, you had the 285/75 R16 Dixie Beck Trail and Country EXP all-terrain tires, which is equivalent to a 33/11. Why did you choose this tire?
I didn't really want to go back to like, a brand new mud terrain, I guess. It's not like I need, mud terrains all the time necessarily. So I went with more kind of the most aggressive looking all terrain that I could find, which I think it is a good balance. Like I read a lot of reviews and they said it's a good mix between all terrain and mud terrain. So this is the one that I kind of decided.
So let's get into why did you choose a 33 or the 285/75 R16 over like a 35 or even something maybe a little bit smaller?
Yeah, so I knew I wanted to go just a little bigger than stock just because it's a Jeep and that's, I guess, what you do. I didn't want to go quite to like 35s because I wasn't sure how many other things I would have to get, like, new shocks, new springs, new control arms, all that kind of stuff, like new longer track bar, I guess, or upgrade to the 33 seemed like it was the right move.
How do these feel in comparison to the factory tires?
I think they definitely perform better like in the winter. I kind of got used to being able to just throw it into 4 high and throw it out when I don't need it. And it's just become like a lot more engaging and a lot of fun driving around.
How are the all-terrains working out for you?
Honestly, I can't even tell like if they're allowed or not. I think, to be honest, even if it was like big beefy mud terrains and it was making some noise, I don't know if that would even bother me either because it's just a Jeep and it rattles, and that's kind of just how
it's kind of how it is, right?
It wouldn't really even bother me, but no, they are pretty quiet though. For anyone who is worried about that, I would recommend it for that reason.
And did you have to do any like recalibration? A lot of the time when you upgrade to a bigger tire, you have to recalibrate the speedo, or sometimes people change to a higher gear if it's a larger tire. Did you have to do anything?
I did take it to kind of a local Jeep dealer and had them do an alignment for me. I had them put in an exhaust spacer too, because there was part of where the drive shaft with more angle now, it goes further down and then hits the exhaust. So they put like a spacer into to avoid that that if I were to like flex it out as far as possible.
Has it felt any more sluggish than it did before with the 33s on now?
I think at first, like just from the spacer lift and the tires too, I guess it ended up being a total of probably 3 inches. I would say like that first week, it did kind of feel like it was a little more floaty and rolly, but now I'm just so used to it, I don't even notice anymore. So
you have, again, just as a refresher, the MotoFab 2.5-inch front, 2-inch rear, spacer leveling kit. Why did you choose this kit in particular? You kind of said it was to keep it very simple and straightforward when it came to choosing a kit.
I just wanted to do just enough to clear 33s. Like I think I could have went with 33s on the stock suspension and everything without a lift, but I wanted to lift it up and make it look a little more natural with that size tire.
So why did you choose this height in particular? 2.5 inches in the front, 2 in the rear.
Just to have just enough clearance that I needed to fit that 33, you know, and I think they, on the chat feature on the website, they said if I go any higher than 3, then that's when I'll need to get into all the other components too. So I think 2.5 was what I was going for right now. So
have you had any fitment issues, like the tires rubbing or anything inside the wheel well happening after putting on the lift with the 33s, or is it fitting pretty good?
I think it fits good. I haven't had any issues rubbing. I didn't notice any rubbing with, you know, just the spacer and 33-inch tires either.
Would you have done anything differently now, or are you planning on doing anything in the future?
Yeah, I think once it's maybe not my daily driver anymore, because it does already have like almost 130,000 miles. So that would be cool down the road to just get all steel, everything all the way around it, and kind of really put it through its paces and maybe put a lot more dents in it.
So just to give everyone at home a recap on Mason's build, again, he has a 2013 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Rubicon, the 16x8-inch Pro Comp 32 Series Bandito flat black wheels with a -6mm offset, giving the Jeep a flush stance, the 285/75 R16 Dixie Peck Trail Country EXP all-terrain tires, and MotoFab 2.5-inch front, 2-inch rear spacer leveling kit. Again, thank you so much, and for more videos just like this, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.